I suspect that this dual identity may provide a clue to the curious relationship between author and detective. Because just as his respectable life was taking shape with a small medical practice and a suitable wife called Tui, Arthur was also working on a secret ambition. He wanted to make a living as a famous writer. And in March 1886, he put pen to paper. Arthur was writing the first ever Sherlock Holmes story, A Study in Scarlet. And he seems to have been seized by a writing frenzy. He finished the whole thing in just a month. Yes, you did hear me right. Arthur dreamt up the whole world of London's most famous detective in just 30 days, from his desk in Portsmouth. At the beginning of A Study in Scarlet, Dr. John Watson has just come to London and he needs to find somewhere to live. He's hanging out one day in the Criterion restaurant in Piccadilly when he hears tell of a possible flatmate who's based at the St. Bartholomew's Hospital in Smithfield. Watson decides to cross town to go and interview this guy, check him out. How does he get there? He takes a cab. Which means that right from the very beginning, London, the streets of the city, it's like an extra character in the Sherlock Holmes stories. You'd have thought that Arthur knew London like the back of his hand, but again, there's some deception going on. Arthur had grown up in Edinburgh. He'd worked in several English cities. He'd travelled abroad, to the Arctic and to West Africa. But he'd only ever spent a few weeks here. So how did Arthur build up this really believable picture of London? We actually know the answer, because he wrote a letter to his publisher in which he spilt the beans. He explained that he'd used a post office map, like this rather lovely one here. You can see Piccadilly Circus, where Watson's journey begins, and there's Smithfield, that's where the hospital is. Oh, and here's an address with a powerful spell to it, Baker Street. We all know who lives there. I love the idea of Arthur down in Portsmouth, looking at his map, working it all out, conjuring up this whole city from a piece of paper.